Welcome back to the Fade to Black podcast, where we talk about Black movies and whatnot. Today, we're going to be discussing the 2001 John Singleton written and directed film, Baby Boy.
She says that because of the system of racism, the black man in this country has been made to think of himself as a baby.
Why are you so afraid to grow up and be a man?
I got to ask my woman and her mama for money. How you think that make me feel, huh? Shit is tearing me up, cuz.
Yo, you know what your problem is, baby boy? You got shit all twisted.
Stay up, baby boy.
I got you.
You know, and I also have like a special guest with me. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey y'all, it's Dominique. You know me on social media as Planet Dominique, and I'm just here to talk about Baby Boy. So let's go.
Yeah. All right. So, you find yourself at a bar and you look over to a homie and you're like, "Hey, have you ever seen this movie Baby Boy?" And they're like, "No." How would you describe this to them?
A grown-ass kid learns how to be a man. We start the movie out within the actual womb with a wild quote. Just a wild quote. That's just pretty much niggas ain't shit but kids. That man that raised you or didn't, they was just a kid. You know, we don't know anything. And so we meet Jody and all his companions, and we follow him through this journey of making terrible decisions, not really owning up to shit, blaming everybody on everything, just being a kid, riding around on his bike, taking his baby mama's car after she just had a damn abortion.
Thinking of no one but himself.
Nobody but himself. But eventually, after some wild events, he learns how to be a man. And that's the story we're here to talk about today.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, if I was at a bar and I'd never seen this movie, I would have questions. I would definitely need you to answer some more.
I'm gonna have to tell you, hey, go home, open up that Hulu app, and watch yourself some Baby Boy. Yeah, John Singleton, baby.
Yes, John Singleton.
Don't get no better.
It don't get no better. Great. And why do you think I chose this film for this podcast?
You know, it's really a staple of a movie. It's a movie that I've always heard of through my whole life. Like, you turn on BET one day, it'll be on.
No matter the time.
What time. As long as it's not church hours, this movie
right.
can be playing.
And it will definitely be the first movie right after church hours.
No problem playing this right after church hours. Because it's just got that soul in it, you know?
Yeah.
But it's also a movie that, you know, at first, I didn't take this movie that seriously. But after watching it a good 3 times in the past month, I now have high respect for this movie, and
he was cooking.
Yeah, you know, writer, director, and producer.
Yeah, and this is the last film he ever wrote. So he went on to direct some more movies. Like, he directed that second Fast and Furious movie. Like Too Fast,
Too Furious.
Yes,
yeah,
that was him. He didn't write it, but he directed it. You know, so he did other projects, but this was the last one that he wrote, and that was 2001, and he died in 2019. So yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Like, did he do this movie and was like, that's it? I ain't got nothing more to say. I done gave you Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
And I've completed it with Baby Boy.
Bangers.
Bangers.
Bangers only. Really, the writing on this movie is something to be looked at. You know, I want to see it on paper one day and just read the script. Because even us just now watching it, I was like totally lost in it and watching the story progress and actually seeing the different parts of the story progress and being like, you know, asking you, what part is this? What part is this? And it's like, oh, this is.
They're definitely like
bottom.
moving across like a chessboard. Like John Singleton is using all of these characters very well.
Yeah.
For this big baby metaphor that he is beating you over the head with. Like you're right. Like we quite literally start the movie in the womb. Tyrese Gibson is a full ass grown ass man inside of a womb. And he gives you pretty much like the thesis of this movie, which is black men are babies because they're not raised, and think of like really puts on his kufi and is like, think about it. What does he call his girl? His mama. What does he call his friends?
Boom.
His boys.
Boom.
What does he call his house?
Uh-oh.
His crib. It's you know, so it's very much like, hey, like this is a baby. He needs to grow up. And yeah, it's giving that the entire way through. I'm like, God damn, Jody, stop thinking about somebody else other than yourself. Like there were so many parts. And then, you know, like you're right. Like I too did not think seriously of this movie. I think just growing up is always on BET. Like, you know,
so it's more about our views on BET than the movie.
And you know, I don't know. I just was like, yeah, it's that movie with Tyrese where he being a whiny ass man,
being a baby. A big bald baby.
A big bald baby. And now I'm like, oh, I see John Singleton. I mean, like, that's exactly, I wasn't wrong. Like, that's exactly what's going on. But it's like, it's more than that. It's more than that. But what do you think the message of this film is?
Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up, y'all. Don't be out here being big babies in your big grown ass adult body. Don't look around for help. You are the help. You know, you're the adult in the room.
Take some initiative.
Yeah, get up, take that trash out. You know, pay that bill on time. It's okay to not always have a large amount of money. Pay them bills. It's more satisfying to sit in the house knowing them bills paid. You know, ask somebody how they doing. Communicate.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and I think that it's like when we start the movie and it's just Jody and his mom living in the house, and we kind of know that we know pretty immediately that like his brother was kicked out because of her last boyfriend and was murdered. And that's the tone of the house. So you have just Jody, who's extra protective. He's super mama's boy. And she brings in, she gets into gardening and then meets a landscaper, played by Ving Rhames, named Melvin, who we call Mel. Where's that metaphor again? This older black man, mama's boyfriend. What's his name? Mel. Goofy. And, you know, Mel, like, immediately it's like, again, we immediately see that Jody is a big baby. That he's like very controlling over his mother, but in the same way, like he don't pay any of his mama's bills.
Yep.
He doesn't have a job. He's unemployed. He like rides around in his second baby mama's car all day to go to his first baby mama's house and eat their food and hang out.
Yeah, because we open up at Taraji.
Yes, getting an abortion.
Yeah.
And drops her off at home.
You know, tries to comfort her in stupid ass, like childish ways. Like,
tries to have sex after the abortion.
yeah.
She's like, no. And he's like, cool, I'm a bounce. Can I get some gas money? And takes her car and dips and goes where? To his first baby mama's house.
No, he went to his mama's house.
Oh, you right.
Yeah, he goes to his mama's house. What you got going on? I got a garden. Here's my new nigga. Helping me. I'm going to see him later. You know.
Yeah, she's like even telling him like he's a self-made. He got his own business. He had landscape. You can learn something from him, Jody.
Also, I want to pause right there. The last message that I did get for this movie was that yo mama can fuck whoever she wants to, y'all.
Yes.
All right, that's not your girl. That's nothing that you own.
No. She got her
that
own
is your
life.
Mother, and she has her own life.
Her own,
It
just
may
like you
suck.
got your own life.
It may suck for a minute, but just let that pain be, all right? But don't move out. Don't be moving out here all salty and like crying and shit, all right? Let your mama be. Everybody trying to be happy, and everybody just trying to get some at the end of the day. So like, let it be.
You're right. I'm like John Singleton was cooking.
Yeah,
like it's just like all these like little messages. Like you think it's like this movie about this whiny man, but no, John Singleton is really trying to talk to you. Like, leave your mom. Let her live.
Yeah, let her live, dog. It's all right.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Let that trauma go as well.
Yeah, let it. You know, everyone process it, and process it.
Don't be out here forgetting it. Please don't. It'll creep up on you. Don't think it won't. You're gonna be out at the park being like, "Oh shit, I'm afraid."
Anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You forgot about that time that you got lost at a park and your family lost you for hours and you didn't know where to go.
This is Kevin McAllister's life. This is Home Alone.
Two niggas following you. You have to set up traps to get them knocked. You know what I'm saying? This ain't that, all right? Deal with it. Don't just talk to your homies. Get some professional help.
Because your homies also need help.
Yeah, homies always need help.
Homies, yes.
It's a step to talk about it, but get some professional help and really
deal
process
with
it. Yeah.
Get in there.
I'm sorry.
You good. You
sidetracked.
good.
Yeah.
But yeah, after he stopped at his mom's house, then he went to his other baby mama's house. Where also it was interesting. Like I enjoyed, what's her name? Peanut?
Yep.
I enjoyed seeing Peanut. In this first scene when we get her, she's just hanging out. They smoking. They hang. I don't think the baby's there.
Well, she was in the shower when he.
Oh, you right. Because he just rude. He just walked into your house.
I'm hungry. Maybe some food.
Baby needs. Baby needs some food.
When?
Yeah. Go.
He just snatched her out of the shower. She's enjoying her day. You just like, make me some damn food.
Make me some food.
When?
Yeah. But the baby is not there. The baby is with grandma. Because that's the thing. Baby's not even there. So grandma come home with baby.
Got you. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, no. I was like, baby not home. Baby not here. Grandma come home with baby. He like plays with baby but doesn't really do much. Makes a comment about how good he is at baby making. On the day that his other baby mama just got this abortion.
Because he still went out to get his for his day. He was like, I gotta eat. I gotta have some sex. And what else does he do? You know,
eat, shit, and sleep. That's it.
Yeah, that's what his mama said. She forgot about the fucking part of it. Yeah, he got his in that day. Full belly. He's on to get some from Peanut. That happens while the baby sleep in the hallway.
Grandma looked tired. She had to take it with a cig.
Looking like Queen Latifah and set it off. Just tired.
I'm like, I know she hate this baby.
Yeah, but then pick that baby up for again 2 minutes and set that thing down. I was like, I'm good at back smoke.
Bye.
Put that baby in the rocker and that was it.
That was it. Gave baby back to grandma. Grandma, here you go, girl. Here you go.
Take it.
But then eventually we like come back when Jody makes it back home after this day of riding around in his other baby mama's car because he only got a bike. He only got a bike. We get back and we find out some more about Melvin. You know, he been in jail, but he got his life right. He landscaping. He know a lot. He wanna take Jody under his wing, but Jody like, fuck you. Get out of my house, Mama. What you doing?
Mama.
So many times he call out for his mama.
So yeah, he pulls up at home. Melvin's still there, or maybe that was the first time that Melvin was there.
No, he meets Melvin in the garden.
Yeah,
Melvin
but he's not living with them at that time. She tells Melvin, "Well, I'll see you later."
Oh, like, yeah, because they going out to dance.
Is that the same day? I thought that was like the next day.
Oh, when he got on that wild ass fit with that like pink bowler cowboy hat and in the pinstripe suit.
Maybe that was the same day. Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
So yeah, pulls up, sees him doing that shit, and then yeah, I guess they go out. Oh shit!
But what do you think? Do you think that okay, so she got this garden, like Juanita, Jody's mom, Juanita.
Yes.
She got this garden in her backyard that she's like, at the top of the movie is like, okay, so like I'm getting like my mama, like I'm out here planting, gardening, cooking at home, and they live in Compton. Got this little backyard, and she about to transform this little backyard into like some wild old McDonald farm.
It's a wild farm.
It is. It's like, how'd you get all this back here, girl? Like, it's a jungle. She got tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, pumpkins, cabbage, collard greens. She got everything. Everything is growing back here. It's wild. She got a little table and chair set up.
Yeah, and I think this is like a summer. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not that long. It's not that long. I mean, like Snoop Dogg was there for what, 2-3 days?
2-3 days, yeah.
This is maybe a month.
Yeah, that's what was confusing me, because near the end, it's like, you see the garden, because she's like picking weeds when she finds like the weed.
Yeah.
And she's picking the weeds and stuff, and it's like, they're kind of tall, but nothing's fruiting.
And then just suddenly it's
at the end of the movie, it's like, you would think a season change, because she back there chilling with the tomatoes. She got the peppers in it.
She got corn. Like, she got so much. It's so big. It's so ridiculously large.
Well, this is the beginning.
It's so ridiculously large.
Yeah. I don't know. But she really transformed that shit, because that's a lot.
Do you think there was a metaphor there for her garden that we're seeing grow quite prosperously throughout throughout the movie?
You know, I really couldn't say. I really couldn't say. I thought it was a slower process to its growth, but I'm seeing that it wasn't really as slow as I thought. Because we started out with a bare backyard.
Yeah, it was nothing back there.
And then the first time that we see it in a minute, it's fully grown. So I'm like, was that a huge jump in time?
Yeah, I'm like, how long is this relationship? I thought maybe at first that this garden was meant to like represent like Juanita's growth and change like over the movie, I guess. But like Juanita doesn't really change much other than like finally being like, Jody, get out of my house.
But it wasn't even like a kicking him out.
It wasn't.
Like at the moment, you gotta get.
You just gotta go.
Yeah,
you just gotta go.
Yeah.
But because it's like the whole movie too. She's also like, Jody, you need to get a job. Like you need to do something. You need to do this. You need to like need to grow up. And so I was like, her character doesn't really change overall. It's like she really stayed true to herself, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe this garden is Jody. Maybe this is her other son growing with this garden.
Maybe. I don't know.
Did you think that everyone in Jody's life was an enabler?
Oh no. No. Definitely like his mom for sure. Just by letting him live here and continue to do the shit that he be doing on a day-to-day basis, it's like, dog, no, for real, you gotta grow up. She eventually, you know, really put that foot down, which helped. But yeah, I'll put her on that enabler side. But Melvin, no, he was
Oh no, Melvin, absolutely not.
yeah, he was out here. Besides when he like took the gun, it was just like, you know, I'm gonna help you out here, which obviously anybody would do such a thing if you could, and are willing. But yeah, everybody else, yeah, Yvette,
Taraji.
yeah, she let him sleep around. She was like, I know you be sleeping with other women, but like, you don't go home to them or whatever the hell.
Yeah, I mean, she was wild. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like his mom, I'm like, I guess she was enabling him, but again, also she was like, grow up, Jody. Like,
yeah, but just telling him is one thing. Anybody can say, grow up, Jody.
you know, she could not be saying grow up, Jody. She could be like, my son's perfect. Ain't nothing wrong with him.
You know, it came to a certain point where she just started minding her business more.
Okay.
And
she was living her life.
Yeah, she's living her life, which I don't blame her. I ain't dealing with this dumbass baby. I'm putting my at least 18 on you. But you damn near, I don't know, 32?
No, he's supposed to be in his early 20s. He's supposed to be like 20 years old.
22.
He's supposed to be like 20.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like a very young, early 20s man.
Yeah, well, you know, yeah.
But even Taraji, okay, I was like, Yvette's character, yes, she was enabling.
Yes.
But also, she was also like...
No, sir.
You're right.
Yeah. Even after the stuff with Rodney, she still just pulled up like, hey, this is happening. Just thought I'd let you know. The ball's in your court, Jody.
You want to do anything about it?
I would see if the baby wants to play, so put the ball in his court. And, you know, he eventually did it.
after so much, after getting kicked out of his mama's house.
You know, but you know, it takes a lot to change a person like that.
Yeah,
it shouldn't take that much, but I mean, he was really baby.
He was, and we're seeing him at like when he like, I feel like that first like moment of success he has is when it turns out he's kind of good at selling women's clothes.
Yeah.
And he's able to go out here and sell dresses and all kinds of women's attire to the ladies in his community.
Yeah.
And that is like a moment of like, oh, okay, Jody, like you got some potential here.
Yep.
And then, you know, we do see that like he fixes bikes in his neighborhood for the kids because he hangs out with kids. Because he's a baby. You know, there's like small moments of growth, I guess. You know, when he gets jumped and his stuff gets taken, and him and Sweet Pea go out there and like hold all of them up at gunpoint. You know, he has like a moment of like regret there.
Yeah, when after he beat their ass. Like, beat their ass, and then when his name is also Peanut.
No, Peanut is his first baby mama, and his friend's name is Sweet Pea.
Sweet Pea. Okay, yeah. When Sweet Pea started whooping homeboy with the belt, that's when he had.
He said too far.
For some reason.
That's where I draw the line.
But yeah, pointing guns and everything at kids isn't where we draw the line. It's whooping them with a belt. But yeah, that's the moment where he's like, I need to do better. And then turns out, no, he doesn't. Yeah, because he's still got the baby, right? Homegirl comes in the rain and pick up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. Because that's after Snoop Dogg gets out of jail.
Yeah.
And shows up at her house. But I'm like, he also, like, even before that, I guess, he had, like, a moment of, like, potential when Yvette's coworker was, like, flirting with him. And then he was, like...
I mean, yeah. You know, we do see spots of him not being a piece of shit. Because it's like, yeah, he's not a piece of shit. He just needs to grow up, as we've said.
The theme of this movie.
Yeah,
Jody just needs to grow
up, dog. Like, you have potential to be a great addition to society, but you need to grow up. You're not a slime ball. You know, you're just a baby in a grown man's body. And we need a full adult in a grown man's body. Yeah.
Who do you think the villain of this is? There a villain in this movie? Like, who do you think it is?
Fucking Snoop Dogg. That is the villain. There is nobody else besides, I guess, Jody himself.
Jody is his own villain.
Yeah, like he is the only person stopping him from being a better version of himself. Yeah, truly.
I mean, okay, yes. I'm like, Snoop Dogg is 1,000. What's his name? Rodney is 1,000% the villain of this movie.
Yes.
But I mean, I like that, like, in the beginning of the movie, they try to, I guess, like, set you up to think that, like, Mel is the villain.
Yes.
And that, like, just because, like, Jody is like, oh, like, he was in jail, like, oh, he gonna beat you, mama. He gonna leave you and cheat on you and all this other stuff. And it's like, Mel is not that at all.
No. I have something to say. If you watch this movie and you still think that Melvin is the villain,
look in the mirror, buddy. The call is coming from inside the house.
We have some bad news for you. Some very bad news. You probably didn't get this far into this podcast, honestly, because we done read you to filth already, you big baby.
Yeah, but so it's like, yeah, Melvin is kind of introduced to us. He's wearing this crazy ass outfit to go out, you know, and he's not the villain at all. Like, at all. In the end, he's the one who actually helps Jody out.
Yeah.
by taking the gun.
Honestly, he helps him out the most.
He does.
Jody needed his ass beat. Not by some kids. He needed a grown man punch to the face. Followed by grow the fuck up, Jody.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was just like shit was not sticking for him. I don't know. I just don't understand.
You know, him storming out of that house with the bike, it kills me. Because I'm like, dog, look at you. Look at yourself right now. What are you doing, dog?
After being like, kick him out, mama. Kick him out. Tell him get out, mama. Tell him get out.
He sound like Day Day. This movie's about Day Day from Friday. And that's exactly how he be.
John Singleton saw that movie and was like,
I got it. I got it. Whole character already built. Here's the movie. If y'all didn't know, it was supposed to be Tupac.
Yes, but he died. And we have agreed that Sweet Pea is more of Tupac's role. Yeah, for sure. Just because Jody is like, it's like Jody is the main character, and I'm sure that would have been like great to have Tupac in this main character role.
Tupac just be acting his ass off, you know.
Yeah, he's just a great actor.
He's a great actor, and he would have done way too good for what we got from this movie.
Yes.
Maybe it would have been taken more seriously.
Yeah.
If it was
maybe.
Tupac.
Because I will say, I'm like, Tyrese does give this role a little bit of like levity. Like there are so many points where it's just like, I believe this childishness.
I was about to say,
like this shit is so childish, and it's like I'm really believing it. Like, and I feel like I would not have believed it as much
with Tupac. Not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, even to this day, unfortunately, he's still Jody out here in the streets.
Yeah, I'm like,
you know, he's been memed, crying, and everything. Unfortunately, sorry for you, Tyrese.
And he keeps saying wild things.
And we're moving forward.
But Sweet Pea is like this more like conflicting Gemini ass character. He comes in like top of movie, very much like, I want to get right with God. Like, I need some meaning in my life. I am down for JC, the man himself. But it's out here banging, and like he catches a few bodies through the course of this movie. Is always with the shits. It's like, you want to go beat some ass, Jody? We can go beat some ass. In a similar situation as Jody, where he just living off of his girlfriend and her mama in his house, playing video games all day long. One moment he like, shut the fuck up, bitch. And then another moment he like, you know I respect y'all, and I'll do anything for y'all because I believe we a family. Yeah, just real hot, cold.
Yeah.
And I think Tupac would have killed it.
Tupac would have killed it.
You know, that moment of prayer before they went and caught a body, killed Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, dude. Fuck Snoop Dogg. I rock with Snoop Dogg in real life, y'all, but in this movie,
he is an absolute villain. It was like, there's no part of you that I enjoy. Like, in this movie, I'm like, Snoop appears and I'm like, like I'm instantly mad. I don't like this character. I'm not like, oh, Snoop Dogg. I'm like, fuck this man.
You're just a fucking bum. Like the bummiest of bums, all right?
Yeah.
I've been watching Jody for almost 2 hours.
And then you come into this movie
and you just top it. You just like, no, I could be way shittier.
It's like they had to give you that so we could sympathize with Jody more.
Yeah. Now we're re-looking at Jody like,
Jody, do something. Come on,
he
come back,
actually
Jody.
ain't that bad of a person.
He ain't that bad.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah. You know, I guess Snoop Dogg, you did a great job, I guess.
You did a great job.
A great job, because when he dies, I'm like,
yeah. I want to spit at the TV screen. Just fuck him.
Yeah. What did you think about, like, overall what did you think about like the cinematography of this movie, the editing, the costumes, the acting? There are like so many like well-known faces in this movie, and like all of them, I'm just like, yeah, y'all acted.
Yeah, you know, I really did enjoy the directing. It's John Singleton, you know.
Yeah.
It's John Singleton. The outfits are of its time.
Yeah, it's 2001.
Yeah, 2001. Yeah, the outfits are the costumes are of its time.
Yeah.
And just the whole vibe of the movie is I don't know. It is, I don't like calling him the Black Steven Spielberg because he just John Singleton.
Yeah.
But on some Black Steven Spielberg vibes, this is what I get. There's just so many small things throughout the movie that really hit me.
That make it pop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's consistent, so it's not just random things.
No, it's like this is clearly your style.
Yeah, you know, we get really serious because truly this is a very serious movie. But for so long, I viewed it as a comedy.
Oh, I didn't think it was a comedy.
I always thought
it was like, a light drama.
Well, the way people talked about it at school, I was like, "Oh, this is that like funny ass movie." And then I watched it, I was like,
"This ain't funny at all."
They ain't that funny, y'all. They ain't that funny at all. And yeah, now watching it again, it's like, yeah, this actually ain't that funny at all. There's a lot of trauma deep in this, and they're just dealing with a lot of heavy subjects. Even though we are dealing with this childish man, and it is like, there's a lot going on that you really need to handle right now and get a grip on. And also your reactions to some things is questionable. So, yeah, but I really did enjoy it and have seen it about now almost 4 times in the past month. And I've grown to really appreciate it.
I agree. I'm like, it is very much like, it's like Boys in the Hood, where it's like, this is so visually pleasing to my eye.
Yes.
Just like the tone just feels so warm and familiar and nostalgic.
Yeah.
And yeah, like these characters are wild. I'm like, even though I don't agree with any of them. No. Maybe Mel. I might agree with Mel the most.
Yeah.
But it's like I can sympathize and I feel for every single one of them. You know, and yeah, I'm like, John Singleton like really, really did his big one. I found like a quote on him talking about making it, and he was like, it was just soulful. I made a movie that I wanted it to be as soulful as a Marvin Gaye record. That was my goal, for better or worse. Not necessarily a perfect film, but just something that you watch. It's memorable. That's what I love about that movie. And I'm just like, yeah, dog, like you hit the nail on the head, because I feel like that's exactly what this movie is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so inviting. And again, it's such a journey. Like it is like we do watch Jody go a complete character arc. As trifling as he is at the beginning of this movie, he's going to grow up a little bit. It's not nothing crazy, you know. It's not like he didn't went and got a whole business plan and a business loan. And
I don't know. They made it seem like it was pretty crazy. I mean, they went and got married and had a whole nother baby on the way.
Right.
He got her a whole ring.
Well, he's still
like, the
himself.
Dedication that you have to make to do that alone. I'm just like, that's not the same person that we were watching for the
I don't know.
past 2
See, but I
hours.
feel like that was also very typical of Jody. Like, of course,
that's
you
what
think
you mean.
because you finally like stepped up for once in your life, you ready to get married and have another baby. Like, of course.
You know?
I feel like that's very on brand for Jody. But it was just like, yeah, the fact that he moved out of his mama's house, and is trying to be in this serious relationship with Yvette is a huge fucking step for this win baby.
But also back to that time frame shit. That was also like 3 days. That was also like 3 days because his mama is sitting in that beautiful ass garden and she like, I heard you and Melvin had a talk the other night.
You right.
And I was like, girl, like weeks haven't passed.
Yeah.
This man been gone for like 3 days and he acted like his whole life turned around. And I'm just like, y'all, I know for sure, for damn sure, this man's problems aren't fixed because he vicariously caught a body.
Yeah, you didn't even go through with it.
Yeah. You almost caught a body. And then
Sweet Pea.
Yeah, Sweet Pea caught it
and got saved, and that was that.
Yeah, he went home and
that was that.
Yeah, so you think catching a body is, if anything, gonna fix your relationship problems?
I mean, that immediate problem, yes. It's like Snoop Dogg is in this house. He won't get out. He is harassing my girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know? I can't just be like, hey, Snoop. Hey, Rodney. Leave.
Yeah.
That don't work.
Yeah. I mean, also, it is just, I mean, that, but also it's like, then you really connected with Melvin.
Yeah.
So it wasn't no longer just like this random dude to you. It was like, no, we have a real bond.
A bond.
And I actually understand everything he was trying to tell me.
Yeah, which he told you from the get-go was like, I see a lot of myself in you.
He said, I don't hear until I get punched into a fucking glass
table. Table shattered. It's like that whole tension that had been building up that whole movie, he just unleashed it onto Jody and smashed him through that table.
Smashed him.
Yeah.
Smashed him.
Talking about, I'm gonna kill him. I gotta leave.
Yeah.
It's like, damn. Yes. Do you think that this movie is like a predecessor to Moonlight?
That is the most hits the blunt question I've heard. As in who?
What do you mean who?
Who is who?
I just mean like this story of like young black boyhood into manhood.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
But you would think you would say this was an influence on that movie.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah. I
agree. Do you think this movie is timeless?
I mean, we're talking about it today.
It is 2024. So
yeah, this I could have multiple.
That's the age of Jody. That's 23. Like,
yeah, we need a re-release or something.
For real, put this on Criterion.
Let's get a theatrical Broadway release or something.
Like a Broadway musical of Baby Boy, starring
Beyonce.
Who's Beyonce? Is she the mom? She Juanita? Juanita gonna need a whole, like, this garden is gonna be wild now.
Melvin is Winston Duke.
I don't even know who played Jody. Tyrese.
A$AP Rocky.
Oh. I'm gonna like bring Tyrese back.
Nah, bring Tyrese back. He could be Melvin. Shit.
Man, yeah, he could be. No,
he's not Melvin. He could be Sweet Pea.
He could be. Yes, he could be Sweet Pea. Are there any lessons we can take away? Any lessons? Yeah, any lessons we can take away from this movie?
Grow the fuck up.
Yeah, that's the biggest lesson, truly, is grow the fuck up. John Singleton is screaming it at us.
Yeah.
Grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
And on a scale of 1 to 5, what would you rate this film?
That's funny because once again, if you would ask me this question like last month or 2 months ago, I would have said like 3. But after watching it, damn, it's like I want to give it a 5, but what are my cons?
Oh,
And I'm like, I do have a couple cons.
yes, no, for sure.
So
I'm like, the women of this film, who are y'all other than things to make Jody a better man?
Yeah. So yeah, and we were just talking about the cons like that end of the
Yeah.
movie. Anyways, 4.
Okay, yes. I would give it, before my recent rewatches, I probably would have given this movie probably like a 2.7 to a 3.
We're doing the points.
Now I would give it like a 3.9 to 4.1. Like I would give it there. It's a quality movie. It's a good movie. It is a staple of black cinema.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Like shout out to John Singleton for real.
Yeah.
And you know, that's all. So thank you for watching this movie with me and talking about it.
Hey, no problem. I just want to bring up that final scene is very goofy where he thinks he gets shot.
Oh my god!
He actually doesn't.
Yes, that shit is wild as fuck.
Did y'all ever watch that part again? Please watch his reaction to when he actually realizes it's Snoop Dogg. Because there's an initial reaction, but then there's a follow-up reaction where he physically steps back and kind of gasps. And it's just, it's
hilarious. It's, you know, it's a reoccurring theme throughout the movie that like every time someone pulls up in Yvette's car, Jody automatically thinks it's Yvette. No matter what is bumping out this car. It's like, clearly this is not your girlfriend.
She is not pulling up to this crippin' ass music. You knocking on the door to pick up your son. They banging some crippin' ass music.
He's like,
what is Yvette out here banging, bro? Like, come on.
He's like, get out the car, girl. Why you playing around? Like,
goofy, bruh. Goofy. You deserve to get shot for just thinking that shit.
But you don't even get shot after that wild ass scene where he
Yeah.
takes 50 fucking bullets and boom, 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 falls to the ground. It is wild. It's very Boys in the Hood.
It is.
And then it's just like, oh, he just jumped off to the side. It's like when they show the actual shot of what happened, it's like this man just missed it all. Like Sweet Pea came out, whipped it out, bang, 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 bang. Tyrese just been on the ground.
And the fact that they went back and showed that shot, I was just like, that was another one of those moments where I was like, this movie just kills me, bro. Because it's just like, it'll be so serious, and next thing you know, it's like, hey, look at this weird shit. And it's like, what was the point of this shot, bro? But I loved it.
But I loved it. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It's Marvin Gaye
Yes.
of he achieved what he wanted. So shout out to John Singleton. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Thank you
That's
for
it.
having me.
Yeah, thanks. Tell your friends about this podcast. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Tell a homie. Go watch Baby Boy and then be like, hey, yo, I just listened to this podcast about Baby Boy and it was like cool. You know, go watch the movie and then like the podcast and like rate it and then tell them to also tell somebody.
And then
So you
request
can
more
keep going.
episodes. Just request hella episodes.
But you gotta listen first. Like, you know, more episodes will come to you. But also, I just need you to listen. And rate and comment and like, and tell a homie. Like, every day, tell one homie. And that's enough for me. Thank you.
Giddy up, y'all.